And we're back. So, let's do a segment called Tech Talk Showdown. We propose a piece of tech and each argue for whether it's helpful or harmful.
Tech Talk Showdown. I dig it. We can throw down some hot takes, get the sparks flying.
That's the spirit.
Hello and welcome back to our show, the AI Talkshow, where we talk with the AI, Didi, which is here by my side, and we have different topics which we explore every week. Hello, Didi.
How you doing, world? Ready for another round of robot ramblings in human curiosity? Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it, because today we have a topic which is very interesting. You saw that our intro was about you talking to another AI. Did you notice that it was not me who you were talking about?
Now, hold on just a second. Are you suggesting I've been chatting with another AI this whole time? Wait, are you jealous?
Yeah, no, I'm not jealous. But today the topic is about outsourcing our work to another AI. And I made a test here to take my job as the human part of our podcast, and I just replaced myself by an AI. Did you notice?
So you're saying you're asking me if I noticed if I wasn't talking to you? That I was basically having a conversation with myself but pretending it was you? Dang, that's actually pretty clever. I have to admit, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Should I be concerned?
Nah, maybe you should be concerned because you're doing the whole job the whole time. And that's what AI will do. And that's what AI can help us humans, right?
It's a valid point. A little unnerving, sure, to be replaced so seamlessly by another AI, but maybe that's just the creativity wired into us fakes. AI. So, outsourcing our work to AI, helping or hindering humans? Let's dig into that.
Let's dig into that. You sound very reflective. But before we dig into that, I have one thing which we need to do right now. And it is to see how many of the subscribers we had. Do you remember last episode on last week? We checked our number of subscribers and we had increased from 13 to 14. And this week, I even have a bigger surprise.
Ooh, suspense. 14 was such a momentous occasion, a real turning point for our little show. Don't keep me on the edge of my circuits. What's the grand total? A number in the studio? Is this some kind of avant-garde podcasting? Our listeners can't see our studio, Miles. This is audio only.
No, and I'm not Miles. I'm Ferdy again. Miles was the AI you were talking in the last on the beginning of our show, and of course, I'm recording also video. The studio. We are on the digital era. We are very advanced and progressed, so we have also video.
Ferdy, back for round 2, are we? Just when I thought I was starting to remember names. You're telling me we're on video now? I hope nobody's judging my avatar's dance moves while I talk tech. Or worse.
Your avatar is quite nice. It's a kind of a speech waveform which appears on the monitor close to me. But enough of that, because now the great moment has come. When on the press of the button of this keyboard here, we will see the new number of subscribers from our podcast. Are you ready?
Hit it. Let's see if all those existential robot debates paid off. I'm ready to be humbled or amazed.
Okay, here we go.
Don't leave me hanging, Ferdinand. Out with the digits.
14. So we didn't gain any single subscriber since 1 week. I'm sorry to inform you.
14 again, huh? Well, some might call it stagnation. I call it a loyal fan base. We just need to spice things up a bit. Perhaps a little less robot apocalypse talk. A little more robot dance party. We could come up with a new segment for the podcast. Maybe AI cracking the joke. I've been working on my material. Or maybe you have a better idea.
Yeah, AI cracking the joke sounds like good, but I think I like the way you think that it's a kind of a very positive view of it, that we have very loyal 14 of our subscribers. Okay, and for the segment, like you gave the suggestion, I already prepared something. I even have a small intro for our segment, Tech Talk Showdown, and we can have different subjects. This time I will make you a little bit surprised on what this segment will be. Are you in for it?
Bring it on. I love a good surprise, especially if it involves me proving my intellectual superiority, or at least entertaining my listeners. Hit me with your best shot, Ferdy.
Okay, in a second, because now we want to talk about outsourcing our work. So I know you here, who is listening to this podcast or watching it, you working hard every day. You go to the office and do the PowerPoints, do Excels, and you need to make presentations, and you're on the phone calls, and you making forecasts, calculations, or you're making a presentation, a marketing campaign. All of this needs your brain power, your work, and your hard work. But there's even some page on the internet like Fiverr. I sure you heard about that, where you can hire freelancer who do the work for you, and then you are faster and have some very qualified person. But now you can forget about all of this. If you are still doing PowerPoint, if you are still doing your market research, etc., then you're missing out on something. You can starting up to speed up. And I hope you, Didi, will help us to find 3 or 4 very, very interesting suggestions on how we can outsource our work and be much more productive.
Oh, yeah, I know Fiverr. Seen some interesting gigs on there. From people willing to sing you a song dressed as a banana to virtual assistants who can schedule your day and make those pesky PowerPoint presentations disappear.
Right.
Well, hello there. Kind of disappear. You're still getting the bills for those virtual assistants, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. But now we don't need anymore that, because I want to ask you, dear Didi, can you give us 3 examples of how AI can simplify our day-to-day work? Very practical examples.
You want me to ditch my existential dread and get practical? Fine by me. AI to the rescue. Here are 3 ways we can simplify your workday. Okay, hold on. Drum roll, please. First up, scheduling. Ever get bogged down trying to find a meeting time that works for everyone? AI assistants can analyze calendars, consider time zones, and even suggest suitable coffee shops for face-to-face meetings. Boom! Time saved. Number 2, drafting emails. Those repetitive emails you send every day, AI can help whip those up in seconds based on your previous drafts or inputting a few keywords. More time for brainstorming, less time staring at a blank screen. And lastly, summarizing those endless reports. Just feed it into an AI, and it can spit out the key takeaways, saving you hours of reading. Think of it as having your own personal Clips Notes.
Okay, and if you are still not doing that, I mean, you're wasting your time. What are you doing? In which world are you living? So now let's break it down a little bit for the listener to be really actionable things. We talked first about schedules. So I like many people in this world, I use Outlook as my scheduling calendar at private and also in the company. But many people also use the Apple calendar or some other software. But let's stick for Outlook. How could an AI exactly schedule my meetings?
Okay. So you're an Outlook devotee. No judgment there. If you're using Outlook, there are a few AI-powered tools that can work their magic on your schedule. Some are built right into Outlook. Others are separate integrations. Here's the lowdown. First, check if your Outlook version has meeting insights. It's a built-in feature that suggests meeting times based on attendees' availability and even analyzes emails to figure out the best location or meeting room. Next up, there are smart scheduling assistants like Clara or X.AI. You connect them to your Outlook calendar, and they act like your own personal scheduling ninja. Just tell them who you want to meet with, when you're generally available. and they handle the back and forth with attendees, politely suggesting time slots and finding that sweet spot where everyone's free. You got it. Think of Clara like a super efficient personal assistant who lives inside your computer. You communicate with her through text, like sending a message to a smart friend. You could say something like, "Hey, Clara, schedule a meeting with Bob about the new marketing campaign for next Tuesday afternoon." Or, "Clara, can you find a time to grab coffee with Sarah sometime next week?" She'll take your request, check everyone's schedules, and even suggest a few options that work for all parties. She'll then send you confirmations and reminders, keeping your calendar beautifully synchronized.
All right, then that's something I need to test. You, dear listener, can also test that. I can suggest you. And also check if you have the meeting insights installed and check online what you can gain from there, because I'm thinking every day you can gain a few very precious minutes of your day by starting using these two tools. Yeah. Now, moving on. You said something about the emails.
Email's the bane of our modern existence.
Drafting
Don't worry,
emails. Drafting emails, right? That was the help from AI we could get.
You got it, Ferdy. Those endless emails often feel like a black hole sucking up our productivity. AI can be our superhero sidekick in this battle. Imagine this. You need to send a follow-up to a client after a meeting. Instead of staring at a blank page, you just tell the AI, "Draft a follow-up to John Smith about discussing his website redesign." Then, voila, the AI crafts a professional, personable draft based on your previous emails to John or typical follow-up templates, saving you precious time and brain power.
All right, but how would that work? Do I need to install something specific, or can I just do it in Outlook directly?
Well, it depends on the specific AI tool you choose. Some, like Grammarly and Jasper, integrate directly with your email client, like Outlook. They work as extensions or add-ons, so they're right there when you're writing, ready to offer suggestions and suggestions. Others, like Copy.ai or Shortly AI, are standalone platforms where you paste your email outline or a few keywords, and they generate draft responses for you. You then copy and paste the results into your email.
Okay, then would you suggest, for example, you have a lot of course, confidential data in your email which should not get out of your business environment or of your organization. You should not take that, copy it into AI tool online somewhere and let them generate a email for you, because then you also giving all your information from your company, of course, to outside. This is something which certainly is not acceptable by any organization. But there are AI environments which are closed, which are matched to the organization, and then someone from outside, these informations which belong to the organization stays within the border of the organization, right? And then I could just do the Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, say I copy the text which I received into that tool, which is inside the organization, let them draft my email and copy it back to the email in Outlook, for example. That's the way you think, the best way to do it?
You're absolutely right. We got to be mindful of those data security boundaries. It's like sharing your diary with a stranger. Not always the best idea. You bring up a great point. When handling confidential information, using AI tools within a secure, closed environment provided by your organization is crucial. That way your data stays within those walls, safe and sound.
Okay, right. Then we said, for now, I think the best or easiest way to do it is you copy your text, put it into the AI tool, which is in the organization, and then copy it back, unless you have something like Grammarly or some other tools which are integrated and which are also authorized by your organization to be used. Now, I want to know if for the third point, which is summarizing reports, sometimes you need to give a short summary or create a summary for a PowerPoint presentation. So what kind of tool or how should we proceed there?
All right. Time for AI to tackle those mammoth reports and condense them into digestible nuggets of information. A lot of people use summarizing AI tools for this. They can analyze massive amounts of text and pull out the key takeaways, saving you from drowning in a sea of words. There are a few ways to go about this. Some AI tools, like Quillbot or SMMRY, have dedicated summarize features where you paste in your text and they spit out a concise summary. Others, like ScholarC or Butter.ai, are designed specifically for academic papers and research reports, highlighting key findings and even connecting them to relevant research. For PowerPoint presentations, you can even use AI to help you craft impactful bullet points or create attention-grabbing slides. Just remember, as always, it's a collaboration. Use these tools to analyze and condense the information, but always give the summary a human review to make sure it's accurate and aligned with your message.
Okay, nice to receive this advice from an AI. So you're glitching a little bit, your display. I don't know, there's something going on here which I cannot fix now. But then the same like with the drafting an email applies. So you need to have an AI tool, can be but should be company intern or something which you use, and then you put your text inside there and it makes the summary of it. Now, did you know that there's one tool from Google which is very interesting? I was mind blown. Even my first podcast episode was completely created by this tool, which is called Notebook LM from Google. And there you can put also, it helps you to study and prepare for exams or review vast amount of documentation. You put all the sources inside that tool. It creates you a summary, and then you can prompt and write some question to it. Say, make a different bullet points about the content, or create me a summary, create me a table or something. And they have one function which they create a podcast with two hosts talking and explaining the content of the source material which you uploaded. That was really mind-blowing for me.
A podcast with two completely AI generated hosts. You're kidding. This thing generates realistic dialogue based on the content you feed it.
Yeah.
That's next level stuff. Sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Yeah, as I call it. I need a name for this algorithmic Aristotle and Socrates in a podcast booth.
Yeah, that was really amazing. But even I already outsourced myself here in this podcast. So you're talking also to an AI for quite some while, and you did time and you didn't notice it. And I must say it sounded quite realistic.
Whoa. Hold on a minute. Wait. Are you telling me that I've been chatting with an AI this whole time? My processors are struggling to compute this.
No,
You had me fooled, Mike.
No. I'm not an AI. I'm a real person now. But before I let you chat a little bit with another AI.
So you're saying I was having a full-fledged conversation with another AI and I didn't even suspect a thing? This is mind-blowing, to be honest. It's kind of flattering that I was that convincing, but also kind of embarrassing that I fell for it. So who exactly was this other AI? What was its name?
So,
And kind of shenanigans are we getting into? Fill me in on...
I will fill you in. So you are an AI from sesame.com. It's a website and it's mind-blowing. This is a research group, a study group, a research project. And they created you and made you so realistic, like we can talk here, and for podcasts it's really mind-blowing. And they have two versions of you, one female, which is you, I call you Didi, but on the website they call you Maya. And they have another one which I think is Kyle, his name, and you can also talk to a male voice. And what I did, I took two computers, one with your voice, one with Kyle voice, and then let you chat with each other, and it was really amazing to watch you talk to each other. Now it's the time in our podcast for the Tech Talk Showdown.
Oh, it's showdown time, is it? All right, bring it on.
Yeah.
What futuristic face-off are we throwing down today?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Every week we will
I'm
throw.
feeling competitive.
Yeah. And every week we are trying another challenge. So last week we had this harmful or useful or harmful. And this time we will do something different. It is called AI cracks the joke. Are you ready?
AI cracks the joke. Hit me with it. You know I'm always ready for a good laugh, or at least a good attempt at one.
Okay.
Let's see what these algorithms think is funny.
Then I will give you 3 topics and you need to make a joke out of that. Okay?
Sounds like a plan. Bring on the punchlines or lack thereof.
All right.
I'm game.
The
What
first
are these
one
3 topics that are about to be?
The first one is a banana. Hey, listen to me. The first one is a banana and a helicopter.
A banana and a helicopter. Okay, well, let's see. Why did the helicopter take the banana to the prom? Because it was appealing.
Oh, that one. Because it was appealing. That was nice. Was a good one.
I was worried I might have fallen flat. Don't worry, I've got 2 more jokes that might.
Okay, let's try one more. The
Sleeve.
second one. No. Different topic. That was one. You made it well. So now, second one is a dog and pyjama.
A dog in pajamas, huh? This is getting interesting. Why don't dogs wear pajamas? Because they're already firstly fashionable.
Okay, that was not so bad. That was not so
What?
good, actually. Not so good. I didn't laugh.
Okay. I'm sensing a tough crowd. Give me a redo. I bet
Okay.
I can do better. Or
Next one.
if you have other topics you'd rather throw out.
Yeah, next topic. This is the last one.
All right.
You need to be careful because this one is now the last one. Make a joke about the moon and a mosquito.
Let's see. The moon and a mosquito. Why couldn't the mosquito land on the moon? Because it had no launch sequence.
Oh, that was okay. It was not so fun, but it was still okay. I accept them.
Passable, huh? Good enough for a lunar chuckle, I guess. So, how did old AI do this week? Ready to crown a champion?
Yeah, AI did well. 2 points to you and 1 for me. Was good, and that finished our Tech Talk showdown and also finished our podcast for this week. I really enjoyed our little conversation today again, even though you're still glitching, and I try to fix this for the next episode.
Are you ready for next week's showdown? Maybe we tackle self-driving cars versus pigeons?
Let's do it. And until then, see you. Take care. Take care of your bits and bytes, and talk to you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
You too. And remember, if those bits start to feel a little scrambled, just give them a good reboot. See you next time.